Hello everyone, this is Magbo Gaming here, and I do apologize, it's been quite a while since I actually made a video like this, so the reason why I'm making it today is because I wanted to talk a little bit about something I've been quite interested in talking about in quite a while related to video game collecting. So, I was watching a video from our retro gamer dad. I believe that's his name. You can check his channel in the description below. But I was really fascinated when I saw him talking about video game collecting addiction. And the fact that he had a pass, and maybe I could relate a little bit, maybe not as much, but let's see what happens. That basically he was just buying games just to have them, collecting them, but never getting to play all of them, and like in a way kind of resonates with me, just because like even though like the games that I buy, I know that I want to play them at some point, or I just want to try it out as well. But then after a while, I'm like, do I really need this in my collection? It's taking up too much space. I'm gonna have to downsize my collection so I could get games I really want. So I wouldn't say exactly super addicted in collecting video games, but it is a passion of mine. I go game hunting every other week and stuff like that to see if I could find games that I can add to my collection that I really want, or be able to flip games online for a little bit of profit, if you know what I mean, which I've been doing decently well at as of late as well. I have like those incentive to hunt down for different video games and stuff, and I like to preserve history because, as you probably know, eventually we're gonna be heading to an all digital future where it's gonna be a lot harder to find physical games. Less and less companies are gonna start making it. And I just heard that Nickelodeon All-Stars Rumble 2 is not going to have a physical version on the Switch, so that is a sign that for things to come, honestly. And you're going to have to buy it digital, or you could just buy the case itself with a download code. No game included, no game cartridge. So that's why I kind of like had the passion to collect video games for a while. But it is true that people that have video game addiction, just as that YouTuber said, you find a good deal on the game and you just can't help but grab it. I sometimes have that mentality as well, but not always. I try to control myself. I don't spend all of my money on games. I have like a budget set for that in case there's some good deals I have that I want to like have in my collection. Like if I buy lots, I keep some in my collection, some I just resell to make some of that money back and to pay off the games that I'm gonna keep as well, which pretty much it has happened a lot to me, and I'm glad I was able to find the deals, and then when I sold them, it paid off for the games. So it's like the games that I was looking for is pretty cheap or almost for free after selling those other games for a profit. So basically there is that fine line between video game addiction and knowing your budget as well. For me, these days, I definitely know the budget I have for video games. Before, like, I think I always was this type of person that I want to make sure that the game is good before I buy them. But I do buy a lot of games as well. But that's because I really want to actually play them at some point. If I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it, like, I don't even bother getting the games. But I do understand that there are people that just like, oh, this deal is never gonna come back again. I need to buy it right now. The impulse buy and stuff like that. And it's crazy because like sometimes, like there's a game I really want that I don't really need and I wasn't planning to buy it. Sometimes I do buy it, but still, at least I know the budget behind it before I buy the game. So honestly, like you really need to have a budget if you want to actually build up a game collection like what I have right here. You can see there's more down here, and there's more games that I have right here. It took me years to build up that collection. It wasn't overnight. It took me many years to build up the collection I have right now. It took a lot of patience. It took a lot of motivation for me to keep going, finding good deals. And it comes to show that I learned that when it comes to video game prices, sometimes you can find good deals any time of the year. It doesn't have to be Black Friday or Christmas or anything like that. You can find deals almost any time of the year if you look hard enough, if you're determined, if you have maybe trade-ins that of games you don't need anymore or is not selling and stuff. I trade those in so I can discount for new games that I really want to play. And if after a while I don't feel passionate about it, I just sell those so I can make space for more other games that I want for my collection. But of course, the Kirby games, the Mario games, a lot of the Pokemon games, Fire Emblem, Kingdom Hearts, and a few other franchises that I really enjoy. I'm never selling those, obviously, so... But yeah, getting back on topic, like a lot of people tends to, you know, when they have addiction to collecting video games, they tend to find the first game they find for a good deal, they buy it right away even though they haven't planned it, and then they start hoarding a lot of these games in their closet. They have so many games on display they cannot fit anymore, so they have to put in their closet and stuff. And then it's just like they don't use it, they just sit there not having any value because, well, to me, honestly, I don't know about you, but if you buy something that you want to play but many years has passed by and you still haven't touched it, I could see why people said that this is a waste of money. Like, what's the point of you buying it if you're not even going to play it? And the problem with us adults today is that we're very busy in life. We have work. Some of us have family to feed. Some of us have other obligations, bills to pay and all that stuff. And very less time for ourselves. That is really hard to be able to play all these games on your own, right? It's very hard, honestly. And that's why I say, at least in my case, I have a budget and I try my best to only buy the games that I really want to play at some point. Sure, there's a lot of games I have in my collection I haven't even touched yet. I'm gonna admit that right now. But these are games that at least I will really want to play. But if eventually I know I'm not gonna play, I'm just gonna sell it. Because, like, I refuse to give in to, like, video game addiction, video game collecting addiction. Just buy for the sake of buying to impress other people. Is say, oh, I want people to be impressed of my video game collection. To be very honest, I may have a YouTube channel. I may be showing off my games and all that stuff. And it may seem that I'm there to impress people and stuff. But at the same time, I think of it as this is something I really enjoy doing. I really like showing off my collection to people so I can motivate other people, other game collectors, to be able to make their own collection as well. Be able to collect the games that they want for it. Don't get more or less of what you really want. Don't settle for less, but don't go more than what you should or what you really want. Don't be pressured to buying the latest, greatest thing if you're not able to afford it as well. Like, I barely these days, hardly, it's rare. Besides this, that I did pay full price for this recently, WarioWare Move It. You know WarioWare? That's one of the games that I have it's one of my favorite franchises of Nintendo of all time. But for the most part, I don't pay full price much anymore for games. Like, if I am able to find ways around discounting it, having lots of trade-ins of games I wasn't able to sell, or cheap games that, you know, I just trade in, then I'm gonna do that so I could discount for a new game. I mean, I did discount it like $10 to $20 for Super Mario Wonder, and I really do enjoy that game a lot. So yeah, so my conclusion on this whole discussion is basically, if you have video game collecting addiction, if you're out there just trying to get any games you see on sale, any games that look good, even though you haven't did research if you're gonna like it or not, or anything like that, definitely have a budget for these games. Know what you want to get in your collection. Know that you eventually want to play these games. Know that it's a franchise that you really enjoy and you want to have it for your collection. Do what makes you happy before you want to impress other people and stuff like that. Don't do it solely for that, because then you're not really happy with yourself. You just want to impress other people, and if that doesn't happen, you get disappointed. You realize you wasted all that money building a game collection that no one really cares about. Honestly, you know, I just collect video games because I really enjoy it. I show it off because I really want to motivate other people of how to build their own game collection as well, or see what they think of my collection itself. Maybe there's a little fine line that, oh, okay, I'm trying to impress people because I'm trying to get subscribers and all that stuff. I guess that I could admit as well, because every single YouTuber who does game collecting videos wants to have some kind of attention. I could admit that. And if eventually this is what's making them get more and more subscribers and stuff, you start making more videos like this, because you know that people want to watch it and stuff like that, and they will be impressed with your collection as well. So you know, there's a fine line with it as well. Not gonna go lie and say that, oh, I'm not doing this to impress other people and stuff like that. Kinda am, but first and foremost, it's because I really have a passion for video game collecting. I really enjoy a lot of the games I play as well. And then like, if after that my passion is able to get people impressed of what I do, then I welcome that, and I'm really thankful for that, and I thank everyone for your support for that. So that's how I feel about it. And I would say, like, game collecting, you know, try to control your addiction. I try to control mine. You may see that I have so many games, you think, oh, you're too addicted collecting video games. But I built up this collection for years. There's a lot of games in my collection I actually sold as well, because I realized I don't need anymore. And I realized like I bought it out of like FOMO or something like that at the time, or that I may want to try it out, but then realized it wasn't as good as a game as I thought. But that's what I believe is the whole topic of video game addiction. If you have one, try to, you know, realize and try to go through your collection. Is this game I really want, or do I really need it, or should I sell it off so I could declutter my collection? And because if you have too many games in your collection, you're not going to have time to play them all. I could guarantee that. Unless you are very well off and you have free time 24/7, maybe. And not even that, because like, look at all the RPG. Look how long it takes to beat one RPG. It could take like months, depending on how much you play, of course. That was my response video to Iowa Retro Gamer Dad. I really enjoy his perspective. Definitely check out his video in the description below if you want to see more about his thoughts on video game collecting, which he explains it more better than I do. This is my perspective on it. Since I'm not really super addicted in collecting, but I do have a passion of collecting the games I want. I don't know if I could 100% relate, but I could definitely understand where he's coming from. I could see that there's a lot of people that just spend so much money for the sake of spending it and for the sake of having it. That's not really me, but I will admit that sometimes I buy stuff because I see it on sale. I'm not gonna deny that. But then later on, I try it out. If I like it, I keep it. If I don't, I just sell it off, get some of that money back. But that's all I have to say about this guy. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Comment below your thoughts on this whole topic. Maybe we could discuss about it a little bit. I hope that this educated you a little bit and maybe motivate you on trying to build a budget aside from your necessities and stuff, the games you really want. And if you don't have enough money for that budget, you don't even bother buying it no matter how much you want it. Definitely have a control on that, so you don't have addiction, you don't spend your life savings on a video game collection, and then you basically fail on everything else in life. Like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy. Definitely like as well. And Magbo says, I hope that you continue well with the hunt. Whatever games you're hunting for, I hope that you'll be able to find it eventually. Good luck with the hunt, and until next time, Magbo Gaming out. Bye bye. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other related videos here as well. I also have a Discord server you can join for the video game collecting community, and an Instagram you can follow as well. I even got some merch you may want to check out, my TeePublic link below. Hope to see you again soon.